Well, just months before Kerala goes to polls, pressure is mounting on Chief Minister Oommen Chandy. The Kerala Chief Minister is facing heat over the 2013 solar scam, with BJP and the left workers starting massive protests against Oommen Chandy in Kerala. The BJP has demanded Chandy's resignation, while the Congress has backed Chandy and said that he will not resign. As the protest intensified, water cannons were used outside to Kerala secretariat to defuse protesters. Tear gas was also used and protesters of the BJP and left were lathi-charged. Meanwhile, the state's Congress chief has briefed party president Sonia Gandhi on the situation, and the chief minister has moved High Court demanding quashing of the FIR against him. Chandy faces allegations of taking 1.90 crores bribe. Want to immediately cut across to Rohini, who's joining us on the phone line from Thiruvananthapuram, Kerala. Rohini, would you get us up to speed with what you're witnessing around you? Have things ebbed in terms of the face-off between the left protesters and the police?
Well, the clashes do continue, but it's in a much smaller scale now. The tear gas is being lobbed still at the protesters, because intermittently they are going in groups and coming back in larger groups and trying to attack the police. They continue to stone belt, but we're given to understand that very soon Section 144 will be enforced around this area, and then people will also be asked to, all the shops will be shut, and then people will be asked to go back to their homes. But more importantly, in terms of the law and order situation, they are trying to bring it under control. We did see violent protests taking place. Initially, it was the BJP who was protesting here, and then we saw the left parties bringing their protesters to the north block of the secretariat to protest. Very simple. Both of them have this one demand, that the Kerala Chief Minister Oommen Chandy steps down, because the Vigilance Court of Thrissur has asked that an FIR be filed against him. And the BJP now looking at taking a stand at this point of time, because looking at the way the UDF has been facing scams ever since they have come into power, as well as the LDF also not being devoid of any, they also have their own corruption charges against them, trying to take advantage of the situation. They had tried to open their account in the last elections that took place in Kerala, but this time they are going the whole hog to try and see if they can try and open an account based on these allegations that have scammed the UDF, as well as they are raising fingers at the LDF. But at an important time, we're seeing the solar scam coming up in the picture, because the elections just round the corner, just a few months later. We're expecting the assembly elections to be announced for the state of Kerala. And at this point of time, with these scams coming out, it'll be interesting to see how the voters will turn. But at the same time, we know that the delegation had gone to visit their Congress High Command today, and the High Command very clearly saying that Oommen Chandy will continue as Chief Minister and standing their ground that he has nothing to do with the solar scam.
All right, you know what? Stay with us, Rohini. And what we are going to do is we're going to get in political opinion. We have on the phone line with us from the Congress, Mr. Brijesh Kalappa. Mr. Kalappa, you know, why is it that the Chief Minister is choosing to brazen it out when an FIR has been registered against him, when many times Congress has been the one asking, Chief Ministers of the BJP from other states to step down in similar situations?
Hey, first of all, there is a substantial difference between these two cases. One is a case of the BJP, where you say that about nearly 55 people have died mysteriously. And another is a case where the Chief Minister's role came up because the affidavit filed in a foreign court by her said that the content ought not to be disclosed to India at large. So these are the two cases where we had asked for the resignations. But in this case, in Mr. Oommen Chandy's case, Mr. Oommen Chandy, one, has a reputation in Kerala. That reputation is known throughout the country, that he is an honest politician, a people's person, a people's chief minister, a person who reaches everybody. And he has this kind of a reputation over the last 5-7 years. Everybody knows about his reputation, one. Two, this is the statement made by an accused in a case. Now, when the accused in a case tries to make a statement, obviously, when there are 2-3 months left for election, certainly this is going to be a politically loaded stage.
Right.
Everybody knows that the accused in this case has been trying bargaining, has been coercing, has been trying all kinds of tricks to see to it that he is let off the hook. But when the government goes after her because there is some wrong done by her, naturally she turns around and says that, look, I have paid you money and so on and so forth. See, unless that amount of money is proved, or unless the person says, look, since I'm speaking from a legalistic point now, I'm telling you that supposing this kind of a statement is acceptable only if the co-accused had said that, look, I'm also guilty of having paid a bribe and so on.
But
In that case,
right. But Mr. Kalapa, you know, you're talking about the reputation of Mr. Chandy. The question I'd like to ask you is that one of the main reasons that you don't want him to step down? You're 3 months before elections. Assam and Kerala would be crucial for Congress to continue, at least, you know, the interim political future where Congress is concerned. You can't afford to lose either of the states. And changing the head right now would be detrimental to the Congress.
no, see, there is no question of changing either person. Both of them are doing an outstanding job. Mr. Oommen Chandy meets people virtually on the streets of Kerala for entire days. For days on end, he meets people. He starts early in the morning, ends late in the night. So, you know, this kind of a person can't be lost to the Congress party. There's no question, and that too, these charges are one frivolous, scurrilous charges. So there's no question of losing a chief minister who's a valuable asset of the party in this manner. There's just no question of it.
All right, Mr. Kalapa, appreciate you joining us. We'll come back to you for further updates on that story. But what we will do now is dip into the latest news break, and it is another feather in the cap of Sania Mirza.
Our policemen are not even being provided with basic mine-proof vehicles.
That's right, Radeep, and if we are to just put things into perspective, improvised explosive devices of the type that we saw
about the show, it's pollution-free, it's noise-free, and it's opinion-free. Well, actually it's not, because all we have is our opinion. On the show this